Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so one of the great things about like Booktube, now I'm not talking about Book Talk is its own weirdo thing, but Booktube, sometimes when you're watching people's videos, you can get a recommendation that turns out to be amazing. And I am currently listening to Rivers of London by Ben, I cannot pronounce the name. And this YouTuber called Bookish Dad Reads was talking about when he was going to, because he's in England, so it's very different over there. Very different over there. But however, when I heard about this, I'm like, that sounds really cool to have a place where you can go and get books. You can trade books in. So I'm like, wow, that's a great way to like not spend money on books. So I went and I was like, he was talking about this one book, and I had never heard the author in my entire life. The first one I was not interested in because there is controversy over that book. Major controversy over that book. I think it's called The Path of Salt, I believe it is. I was like, I am not vaguely interested in reading a book that has controversy. Like, I'm not going to read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas because the Holocaust Museum has actually said that book is not a good reference to how, like, the effects of the Holocaust on, I believe, on children or just the Holocaust in general. So I'm like, no. So I consider those two books in the I will never read in my lifetime, and do not even try to make me read that book. I'm like, no. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. So the second book was the one I was really paying attention to. And when he was talking about basically a little kind of synopsis of like, it is about this guy called Peter, who is basically, he's part of, the Metropolitan Police Department over there in England, but there is this huge like magic aspect to it. And I was thinking, dang, this reminds me of the Dresden Files so much. And I was like, I have got to figure out a way to get that book. And luckily for me, Spotify has it on their catalog. It's included with my premium. And I'm able to get a giant chunk taste of this book. And I am going to tell you, I am getting such Dresden Files vibes with this book because I'm at, like, there's a scene in the book where Nightingale is Peter's superior. They're in the office of the commissioner, which is like the head. I'm like, and this guy, he's talking about magic as though it's like bread or like water or air. And I'm like, damn. There is this guy. He is so fucking huge. I can't even pronounce his name. The guy doing the audiobook can. I can't. He's like X-Files shit. And I was like, oh my god, it's X-Files reference. And I'm just devouring this book. It's like, it's so good. And this is what I'm talking about. Every now and then, a booktuber will recommend a book that blows my mind, and this book has done it. I actually have the Kindle edition of this series of short stories, and I am going to gobble that thing up like it's cookies. It's like, it is so good. And literally how they meet, Peter and Nightingale meet, is just, I don't know if it's by chance or what, but what happens is Peter actually talks to this ghost, and when they meet, because he's kind of like, he's walking around and he sees Peter like on the steps, and it's like, it's not normal to see a guy in, like, it's cold out and he's a drunk or he's doing something illegal. And when she finds out that the guy on the steps is a police officer, he's like, and he mentions just like, I'm going ghost hunting. Um and he's like, he kind of like walks away, and Peter doesn't realize that him and Nightingale are going to like meet again. And he has Peter's fancies this young girl, and she's also a police officer, and I think her name is Nancy. And she's thinking that she's going off to, like, doing great things, and she ends up just basically shuffling papers around and doing stuff that isn't really exciting until she's dragged into this world that Peter is being introduced to. So he becomes an apprentice wizard, which is absolutely... and they make Harry Potter reference. So I know some people here in America would be like, oh my god, they're making a Harry Potter reference. This is going to benefit Roland. No, it's not going to benefit Roland. God, people. Seriously, stop taking everything out of context. So he makes the word Voldemort, and he's like, sorry, he has my number, which was so fucking hilarious. He's my number. It's like, and it's amazing, like, he knows about cars, because, like, he's driving this really fancy Jaguar, literally, and this book is so freaking amazing. Like, literally, you have this medical examiner. He's like a cryptozoologist, which I have never seen a cryptozoologist in a urban fantasy kind of book. And it's like, he goes and he speaks the language that Nightingale knows, and it's amazing. I mean, how this audiobook reader is able to do these voices is just amazing. I tried it last year with my own book, and it did not work out well. So, I don't have the talent for it, but at least I tried, and people can say, at least you tried. You can't say you didn't try. And so I'm very happy about at least trying to do an audiobook recording and doing it for free, because I am not popular enough to be on Audible, and I do not want to be on Audible. But this world is so amazing. It's like, the commissioner's kind of like, why is this going on? Like, he wants answers that he knows that Nightingale can give him, not the big bull of an asshole that I can't stand. Literally, he wants to hear from Nightingale what the hell is going on in London. And basically, it's like, oh, like, we mentioned the 60s. It's like, oh, it has to be the 60s. I literally laughed my butt off about that. I was like, what's wrong with the 60s? And then I'm thinking, oh, might be that W word that popped up in the 60s. I just thought. If anyone wants to know what the W word is, it's called Wicca. That is the W word. Because in the 60s, it became, like, really popular. It became a very extremely popular religion. It still is today. But the idea that it took place in the 60s, and I'm going to pretty much guess that that is what's being mentioned in it, is, Wicca. But, yeah, it's like, it is such a, I can't get enough of it. And then you have the monster, which is the one that's there, and literally, this thing is something out of a damn nightmare. I mean, just these jagged teeth, like how Ben describes this monster that he now is facing, and the fact that this thing whacked his superior so hard he just went right into a wall, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my lord. anyways, I am really digging this book. And as I said before, sometimes booktubers can give you recommendations for gems that you have never heard of. Like, I would have never heard of this series if I had not watched that video with him. And I want to thank him. I actually sent him, I actually commented on his video and said, hey, thanks for the book, Rex. The first book I was not interested in. The second book I was. And now I'm listening to the first book because I'm not going to read the second book until I have finished the first book. But anyways, I am going to end it there. So, yeah. I am super excited to see where this goes and how much hair the commissioner loses. I just want to see if he goes bald in this book, because he has a lot to contend with, because it's like, yeah. Anyways, so I want to say something else. If you are a a book banner, a book hater, author hater, whatever you want to call it, you will not like Ben's book, people, because it has the E word in it, and it deals with magic and monsters and things like that. So, yeah, don't read it if you don't like the E word being mentioned, and if you don't like the other stuff. So, anyways, yeah. So, I will be doing a review of this book when I am done with it, and I will see you guys next time. So until then, keep reading those books. Bye.